on for review today, as you can see, is Paco Rabanne 1 Million Intense. Now, if you have been with me for long, and or you were subscribed to my other channel before I closed that down, you know that I'm not the hugest fan of Paco Rabanne 1 Million. It has made it in my top 15 most complimented fragrances, and I have used it at the club just as much as the next guy. The main reason why is because of the compliment factor, and that is it. Actually, the original version, the only thing I've got left is this little mini here, which I splash on every once in a while. But as far as the original 1 Million goes, I'm not the hugest fan. It does the job when it comes to the compliments, but I tend to, when I go to any sort of clubs now, they tend to be like upper scale clubs. They're not really super, you're not going to see people just grinding all over each other as much as when I was like 19. They're more formal, I guess. So I bust out the Dior Intense a lot, Terre d'Hermes, Molecule 01, scents of that nature. And before, I used to be all about gaining attention real quick. Not that these fragrances don't gain attention quick, because they do. But, like I say, before it was all about, let's just get the compliments going and let's get dancing with some girls. Now I'm a little more reserved, and I would like for you to be worth my time. Pretty much is what it really all comes down to. The whole random hooking up thing, just not into it anymore. Obviously, we all go through that phase where we like to meet new people and just have fun, but I'm getting older, and basically that time has passed. So anyways, continuing on with the fragrance at hand, Paco Rabanne 1 Million Intense. I just had to get it out of the way that I do not love the original version, but this version's a different story. So let's start out here with the presentation. Here is the box. You're going to have the little logo at the top here, your information on the bottom, the codes, which should obviously match. See that right there? That little imprinted code has to match the one on the back here, or the bottom of your bottle. On the back there, it's the bottle. It says Paco Rabanne 1 Million Intense. This is a sleeve. Here it is, same as the original, other than the fact that it says Intense on this one. Same information, etc. So that is the presentation. All in all, it's a nice presentation. It's, you know, it is what it is. It's flashy. Some people find it tacky. I actually like the presentation for Paco Rabanne's 1 Million. First of all, I like the built-in sprayers too, by the way. So I know a lot of people complain about this being tacky, but I think it's nice. The 1 Million, it's the only difference is it says 1 Intense right there. Other than that, it's on the front, it's all the same sort of deal. Obviously, instead of the black, it's the gold here that goes down to clear. And on the top, you're going to get the same 1 Million as you had on the original. Although I do believe on the original it's a little bigger. So other than that, it's all bottled nice, in my opinion. It looks like a gold bar. That's what they're going for. They're going for the flashy look. I've got no problem with it. So I'm going to show you a spray here. Nice sprayer. You you don't need to go. Don't be liberal with the sprays with this one. You need to go ahead and tone it down a bit here. You can maybe 1 or 2 sprays and you're set. Unless you are going to a club where you're trying to bust through a million other fragrances with a million other guys or girls that you're trying to compete with, then yeah, maybe 3 sprays. But other than that, this is not one of those fragrances where you need to overdose, because it will get cloying. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole list of notes. I'm going to tell you what I smell, and basically these are the notes that you get anyway, so it's a win-win for you. I'm just going to tell you right now. This smells like you took raspberry, orange, and made a raspberry orange juice very, very juicy in the beginning. You get some saffron, some nice spice, saffron spice. It's going to give a little bit of a BO smell if you get really close to your skin like this. The spice is very much reminds me of cumin a little bit. So at first it could be off-putting if you get that close to your skin and smell it. That's how it smells on my skin, anyways. But it's not bad. It just adds a little spiciness to it. So you're gonna get that really nice combination of the juicy like raspberry orange mixed with this cumin and or not cumin, sorry, saffron, and basically a really nice, sweet, liquidy cinnamon sort of smell comes up with a mixture of a nice, delicate iris, some woods, and leather. That is what this fragrance is, and that's what it is basically for the whole life of the fragrance. Um, the only difference throughout the life of the fragrance is the saffron slash cumin smell tones way down, which is good. I do like a little complexity, and I do give this fragrance props for not being a super run-of-the-mill type of release. I wish that this is what the original 1 million was, to be honest with you, because this is actually a pretty decent release, and it is different from the original. Obviously, it's got the same DNA, but it's different enough for where I can say that I actually love this scent. I literally love it. I think it's fantastic, actually. It's far less synthetic, far less annoying, and has more complexity. Now, the scent is pretty linear. Complexity comes from the spices in it. And overall, it's just a very nice, fun, semi-formal, sweet fragrance. If you don't like sweet fragrances, you're probably not going to like this. Now, I will say, I am in agreement with a couple other reviewers that have mentioned this to me, that this has a quality that is reminiscent of the sort of delicate, buttery quality of Dior Homme. Now, it's like, Dior Homme and Paco Rabanne decided to have, shack up and have a baby. Okay? Now, I don't want you to think that if you love Dior Homme, you're going to love this. That's not the case. It's just that there is a nice, formal, upper scale, delicate quality to this fragrance that is not in the original. Overall, I love this fragrance in comparison to Paco Rabanne, the original. This one is just far better, in my opinion, and as far as scent. So sprays and wear, I do, typically I'll do about 2, honestly, 1 on the neck and then 1 on the wrist and clink. But I can do 3, which would be 1 on the neck slash chest, 1 on the back of the neck, and then 1 on the wrist and clink. The projection is skyrocket. The longevity is amazing. You're going to get 8 to 10 hours out of this. I don't care what your skin's like. It could be the Sahara Desert. This fragrance will last on your skin. The price point is not awful. Like I say, this is a little more upper scale and a little more complex than the original, so the price point is justifiable in my opinion. You're going to look at, for this 3.4 ounce here, about $85, 80 85 bucks, considering it is a new release, and the 50 ml is going to run you about $60 to $65. Now I know that you could definitely get this for cheaper. I think Fragrance Net probably has this by now for a cheaper price. The occasions that you would use for this fragrance, if you do like 1 spray underneath your shirt and you go to work, it's not going to be awful unless you're in an office setting. This will get compliments, okay? The compliment factor with this one is great for me. I've had nothing but positive feedback from everybody. A few people have mentioned that this is more of the gentleman's Paco Rabanne 1 million, opposed to the original, which is, yes, it's more formal, but it's not like it's too old or anything. My God, this thing is playful, it's youthful. It's because it has a really nice juicy fruit quality on top of the fact that it's got that nice sweet cinnamon in there. I get a lot more cinnamon out of this than I do in the original as well. I know that the original was compared to Juicy Fruit, the bubblegum, quite a bit. And the really fruity, different kinds of bubblegum, but I get a lot more juiciness out of this fragrance and a lot more cinnamon out of this fragrance, making it overall a better experience for me and my nose personally. But other than work with maybe 1 spray, This is definitely a going out type fragrance. I don't care how you're dressed. Jeans and a t-shirt, formal, semi-formal. Anybody can pull this off, in my opinion. It does not matter with your age. It's got enough quality in the fragrance to where an older gentleman could enjoy this on a night out with his friends, hitting up the town, going out for some martinis, whatever. James Bond could wear this thing. Or, a 17-year-old's picking up his first bottle of a cologne. It doesn't matter. I think it's pretty versatile, and you're going to, with these types of fragrances, the fruitier fragrances, they are going to be a little more versatile, which actually that's not entirely true. Obviously with some of the fruitier fragrances like Chemical Reaction, for example, it is a little more youthful. So I got to give this one props yet again because it's able to kind of draw in a more versatile crowd, in my opinion. It's able to be playful and youthful, but at the same time remain a little elegant. It's elegance with a playful twist, and that really to me is kind of it's making it universally appealing to the mass, in my opinion. So I give the fragrance props for that. Seasons definitely fall, winter, early spring. Could you pull this out in the summer? Sure, just do one spray, try that out, see how that works for you, because this thing, like I say, will get cloying once you get in this area. Definitely can pull it off. Anytime you're going out, definitely a compliment getter. I will tell you right now, I've had a lot of great feedback with women with this fragrance. So definitely check it out if you're looking for a new partying, even just going out dressed up nice with a tie and some slacks. This thing is pretty versatile in my opinion, and I think it's overall better than the original, period. This one should take over the original, in my honest opinion, and overall I would give it an 8.5 out of 10. All in all, it's a good release from a designer house and a good release from Paco Rabanne.